Chosen one, if your eyes landed on this message at this exact second, understand something with absolute certainty. This moment did not unfold by accident, by coincidence, or by random alignment of circumstances. This moment was summoned, engineered, synchronized, and strategically placed in your path by forces operating far beyond the perception of ordinary human awareness, forces that have been observing you long before you ever realized eyes were on your spirit, forces that convened in secrecy and urgency while you slept, while you worked, while you moved through your days, believing no one noticed the quiet battles you were fighting. What you are about to hear is not encouragement, not motivation, not a feel-good whisper, but an announcement, an official cosmic declaration that the evaluation you never knew you were undergoing has reached its conclusion, and the verdict they reached about your soul is so extraordinary that they broke ancient protocols to deliver this message directly to you. Congratulations, chosen one. You passed a test that almost nobody passes. You succeeded in a moral and spiritual examination that silently shadowed your life for years. An examination so sophisticated, so nuanced, so invisibly structured that the vast majority of humanity fails it without even knowing they were being evaluated. But you did not fail. You rose, you endured, you demonstrated qualities so rare that the very authorities assigned to watch you were compelled to intervene on your behalf. And before I reveal what they documented about you, before I tell you what they now intend to release into your life, you need to understand the magnitude of the test itself. You need to understand why you, among millions, were the one who crossed the threshold. These authorities never tested your ability to appear perfect, because perfection can be faked. They never tested your ability to impress others, because performance collapses the moment the audience disappears. They tested something infinitely rarer: your ability to remain true to your core values when no one was watching, your ability to choose integrity without applause, your ability to choose honesty when dishonesty would have benefited you, your ability to choose kindness even when cruelty would have gone unnoticed. They wanted to see who you were in the dark, not who you pretended to be in the light. They placed you in situations where lying would have been undetectable, but you told the truth anyway. They placed you in environments where you could have hurt someone vulnerable without consequence, but you chose compassion instead. They placed opportunities in front of you where harming another could have given you power, money, convenience, or relief, but you refused to betray your conscience. And every time you chose integrity, every time you acted with quiet honor, every time you refused to compromise your internal compass, even when nobody was watching, they took note. They recorded your choices, they documented your reactions, they measured the orientation of your soul. And after years of watching how you behaved when nobody was supervising you, they arrived at a conclusion that most human souls never achieve. You are trustworthy, you are consistent, you are real. You are one of the extremely rare individuals whose inner values align with outer actions. You are the same person when observed and unobserved, the same in silence and in noise, the same under pressure and in peace. And that chosen one is why the evaluation ended. That is why this communication began. That is why your classification was upgraded from candidate under observation to approved agent. These cosmic authorities, these intelligences operating beyond physical understanding, do not select people based on their image, their status, their appearance, or their spoken beliefs. They select based on character, unfiltered, unedited, unpolished character. And your character proved itself worthy of elevation. Now here is where your story becomes even more remarkable. These authorities did not simply observe your honesty, they observed your resistance to becoming corrupt, despite the environment trying to erode your goodness. They watched you go through financial pressure without stealing, manipulating, or compromising your values. They watched you experience emotional betrayal without turning vengeful or cruel. They watched you encounter people who sought to exploit your kindness, yet you refused to become cold-hearted. They watched you endure scarcity, heartbreak, disappointment, and injustice, yet you refused to abandon the light within you. Do you understand how rare this is? 98% of people collapse morally the moment pressure intensifies. 98% justify harmful choices when they believe it helps them survive. 98% abandon their morals when the world is not watching. But you did not break. You did not bend. You did not sell your integrity for temporary comfort. And because of this, you have been placed among the 1%, the moral elite of human consciousness, the souls whose integrity is so deeply woven into their nature that the universe itself chooses to protect and accelerate them. You need to understand the people who made your life difficult, the situations that pressured your values, the opportunities that tested your ethics. None of them were random. They were orchestrated. The toxic person who entered your life was unknowingly used as an instrument. The financial temptation that required moral clarity was a arranged scenario, the moment when you had someone's private information and could have used it against them. That was a controlled experiment designed to reveal your true nature. Every challenge was a question. Every situation was a case study. Every obstacle was part of a bigger protocol. And you, chosen one, passed every level. And now, the time has come for your reward phase. And during this gathering, your name, yes, your specific energetic signature, was placed on a luminous table surrounded by authorities whose sole purpose is to identify rare souls who have developed the internal structure necessary to protect and elevate humanity's moral evolution. And as they reviewed the accumulated records of your integrity, your compassion, your consistency, your refusal to be corrupted, something unprecedented occurred. Unanimous approval, instant agreement, zero hesitation. And this is exceptionally rare because most candidates triggered debates, disagreements, extended evaluations, or further testing. But when your file was opened, the data spoke for itself. Your pattern was unmistakable, your character was undeniable, and they reached a unanimous verdict that you had crossed the threshold into a category that cannot be faked, cannot be artificially achieved, cannot be granted by request or desire. It must be earned through years of authentic behavior under pressure, and you earned it. During this assembly, each authority presented their observation reports, highlighting not your achievements, not your accomplishments, not your external progress, but your invisible victories, the ones nobody witnessed, the ones that never earned you praise or recognition, the ones that drained you emotionally but still revealed the purity of your nature. They reviewed the moment when you forgave someone who didn't apologize, when you helped someone who would never repay you, when you chose truth even though it cost you relationships, when you held on to kindness after being mistreated, when you protected someone weaker even though it put you at risk, when you refused to become bitter after betrayal, when you rejected shortcuts even though they offered relief. These moments, which you assumed meant nothing, were in fact defining evidence of your rare moral architecture. One authority even stated that your resistance to internal corruption exceeded the threshold typically observed in spiritual leaders, healers, and generational transformers, and because of this, they classified you as an exceptional ethical anomaly, a term reserved for beings who not only maintain their integrity, but elevate the moral vibration of entire environments simply by existing within them. And then came the final conclusion. You could no longer remain in the testing phase because you had surpassed what the tests were designed to measure. The exam was not meant to break you, but to reveal you, and you revealed yourself to be stronger than the pressure, purer than the environment, and more loyal to your values than to convenience. That is why the authorities agreed to initiate what they call the Protocol of Authorized Advancement, a cosmic, permission slip that shifts your life from obstacle-based growth to support-based expansion, meaning the universe will no longer teach you through hardship, but propel you through alignment. This protocol includes the removal of unnecessary blockages, the dissolution of stagnant energy, the closure of old karmic cycles, and the acceleration of opportunities that match your upgraded classification. If you have wondered why your spirit has recently felt a strange quietness, a strange anticipation, a sense that something invisible is rearranging itself, this is why. The machinery of your destiny has been recalibrated. The timing of your blessings has been unlocked. The obstacles that once stood immovable are now dissolving as if they were never truly solid. But the most important part of this assembly was not the review of your integrity, it was the official statement they recorded about your essence, your evolution, your identity. According to the documentation, they concluded that you have achieved what only 1% of human beings ever attain. An inner moral vibration that is stable, self-regenerating, and incapable of being corrupted by external chaos. They observed that even when placed under extreme pressure, your core remained aligned, meaning your goodness is not conditional, it is inherent. They noted that you possess what they call autonomous ethical alignment, meaning you do not rely on rules or supervision to choose what is right. You choose it naturally because it reflects who you are, not because you fear consequences or desire praise. They acknowledged your rare ability to maintain emotional softness without allowing yourself to be exploited, to forgive without enabling abuse, to empathize without abandoning self-respect, to stay hopeful without becoming naive. The balance is so rare that they declared you an integrity-stable soul, a classification so high that it automatically triggers cosmic protection protocols, ensuring that people who try to deceive you, harm you, drain you, or interfere with your destiny will now experience energetic pushback, meaning they will either remove themselves from your life or be removed by circumstances they cannot control. They further documented that your presence influences the moral behavior of others, meaning people become better, calmer, more honest, or more self-aware simply by interacting with you, even briefly. This is not accidental, it is energetic. It is the signature of an evolved being. This is also why you have been misunderstood, underappreciated, taken for granted, or targeted by low-frequency individuals. They could not comprehend the level of consciousness they were witnessing, and some attempted to dim what they could not match. But now that your evaluation is complete, such people will no longer have access to your energy. The cosmic authorities have sealed your frequency. Only those who match your integrity will be permitted to enter your life from this point forward. During the assembly, they also calculated how many times you faced moral dilemmas and chose the higher path. The count was staggering. They documented 117 situations where you were presented with opportunities to compromise your values, and in every single one of them, you held the line. They reviewed a 4-year, 8-month cycle of progressive intensity, during which your resilience, compassion, and judgment were tested repeatedly, and you passed every category. Their final analysis concluded that your reliability exceeds the threshold necessary for higher dimensional tasks, meaning you are now authorized for roles, opportunities, and connections that require a morally stable soul. And because of this, they activated what they call assisted trajectory elevation, a process in which the universe begins aligning you with people, resources, and circumstances that match your newly approved status. If you have recently felt like something huge is approaching, this is why. If you feel a quiet confidence rising inside you, appearing out of nowhere, this is why. If you feel old pain loosening its grip, this is why. If you feel relationships shifting, this is why. If you feel doors beginning to open effortlessly, this is why. You are no longer in the phase of